Welcome, everybody. Good morning. This is Back to the Drawing Board. I am Ted Davies, and welcome to Ted Davies Artistry. We're going to be talking today about, and we're going to be drawing today with charcoal and some of the interesting formats of what you can do with it. So stick around and let's get dirty. So, good morning. Like I said, I want to go over a couple aspects of charcoal and what exactly, why are you drawing with? Are you drawing with briquettes? What are you drawing with? Well, there's a couple different formats of charcoal drawing, but today what we're going to be using is a product called Charcoal, Kole, and I'm going to be using it on watercolor paper, and it's kind of my thing. I'll show you. I've posted a few things on my uh, on all my Instagram and social media and everything, but on my website as well. You can check that out on today'sartistry.com. My shop has everything listed as far as my last works and that. So check everything out there. You can feel free to shop to your heart's content there. But first, let's talk about our sponsor here, Cashman's Comics of Bay City, Michigan. Check out everything that Cashman's is doing. They've been there 26 years. John is awesome. If you need any new comics, check out everything that he's doing. He also sells my work. And say hello to Petey, the guard dog, if you're lucky enough to go to Bay City. Even if you're checking it out online, I think that there's some pictures of Petey. So check it out. And he'll ship worldwide as long as you pay for the shipping. So really good comic store. So, and we're also going to talk about what's in the box. Let's switch over to cameras here. And okay, so first off, let's talk about Comics Unlimited. Check out everything on Glenn B. Fleming's Amazon page. Comics Unlimited is our magazine that we that we produce and we publish, and it is awesome. This is number 9. We've got number 10 that's out currently right now. I have not received mine in the mail yet. So check out everything that we're doing with Comics Unlimited. If you love comics, old, new, whatever, get with this, because this is something that, as a comic collector, I think it's paramount that you guys can be part of this. And it's an indie published product, and we love it. I hope you love it as well. And we also do a section here called What's in the Box. So we're going to go over our slabs again today. We've got the Green Lantern 3.5 listing, and that one is at $250. You check us out with that. I would love for you to own that if you'd like to have it. Of course, the 3.0 Fantastic Four 52, it is $650. Great starter for this particular comic. I think you guys are really going to see the value go up in this. Batman and Robin. Excuse me. Batman and Robin 232. Classic Neil Adams cover. It's a 4.5, and it is priced out at $425. Again, very nice copy. Presents extremely well. If you got somebody that's a collector, birthday coming up and what have you, Christmas is coming up soon too. I know we're mid-year right now, but still. And of course, Werewolf by Night, number 32, the classic, and it's a 9.0, $3,000, well under market value. But check out everything that we're doing with that. As you know, I do the vintage comics, and if you guys need anything, if you're looking for anything, let us know. All right, let me split this screen a little bit here. Okay. So let me go back to the solo layout here. I want to say good morning to everybody too. We got Glenn in the house. Good morning, Glenn. Donna, Carl, how you doing? I didn't burn my hat, you can see. Pete, what's up? Good morning, sir. Eric Hawkins, good morning. Thanks for that link, Eric. I ended up following that, and I appreciate it. It's going to come in very handy selling some comics, so we appreciate that kindly. Okay. Where are we? Okay, so let me go back a bit here. So when I first started using charcoal for artwork, was in high school, and what's kind of poetic in all of this is my dad was actually from the UK in northern Wales, and it's all coal mining country up there, and a lot of my family, they had to work in the coal mines, and it was unfortunate they black lung and everything else that occurred in that. But I think it's Now I don't know if this is Welsh coal or anything else that I'm working with today, but at least it's, like I said, very poetic that we can make something beautiful out of this product that's kept people warm and unfortunately got a lot of people sick over the course of the centuries. So, but in any case, I want to show you what I do with it. Today, we're going to be working with is the same watercolor paper we've been working with, 100 pound. Let me split the screen again here, if I can do that. Give me one sec. Okay, there we go. So we're going to be using standard 100 pound like we normally do. This is not, it's all dry medium. I try to make sure that whenever, sometimes I'll put down color on this, but right now I want to just do a charcoal dark color. Let me show you one of the things that I've worked on here this last week. This one's actually up for sale right now. This is Justified Idiot is what we're calling this one, and it's it's on 12 by 18. Been really well received. I posted that the last 2 days ago or whatever, what have you, but it's been very, very well received. You can also find that on my shop on teddaviesartistry.com. And then yeah, so I mean, I'm doing a lot with these as far as charcoal. I've always loved the medium. I love using watercolor with charcoal. It's fantastic. The combination of them, as well as pastels and that. And I do have another one here. I'll show you. This one is Monkey See, Monkey Do. A little corporate tie there, kind of the noose around the neck of all of our friends that have to work corporate jobs and that. And it's my heart goes out to you. I feel you. So, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with charcoal, and it's a remarkable medium. I really, really love it. This will also be posted on teddaviesartistry.com for sale. I'm going to be doing a series of prints as well, which will be a little bit more affordable for the masses. I know not everybody wants to invest money in originals like that, but it's a good investment. They'll go up, I'm sure, in value. And I'm going to be offering NFTs here soon with a couple people that are helping me out here. We're going to be setting that up. I've got quite a few things that are going to be on NFT, and I've had a very good response for that. Privately, a lot of people have been wanting to purchase the rights, if you want to call it that, of my work on a lot of it. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And it's going to be a very good move, I think, for the future of my work. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's get to it. Let's get to the artwork at hand. Okay. We're going to be using, like I said, this is an older box, charcoal. It's by Weber Costello. This is non-toxic, very important. It gets everywhere. So, I mean, the powder gets all over the place. So make sure that if you are, if things irritate you or whatever else like that, airborne particulates and that, make sure you're wearing a mask and that. I even end up putting I actually, just for this, because I'm going to be clicking back and forth with the computer, I've used some paper towel because it does get really, really messy. I also use, love these putty erasers. This thing works. It's a dream. I don't know how it's going to work with the charcoal product. I'm going to see if we can take some of the material off, throughout the course of this, but it'll give you at least an idea of what it works with, or how it works with it. I also, whenever you're using charcoal, you're also going to have to need, you can use a workable fixative, is what I would recommend. Krylon does a great job with this. The stuff stinks. You want to use it outside. I don't recommend it inside at all. Dries in about 15 minutes per layer, and it's what's nice about this, Christine picked this up for me, it's workable after it's dry. So say, for instance, we're going to be doing the charcoal here, then we can take it outside. We won't do it on this camera today, but we'll take it outside, we'll spray it, let it sit for about 15 minutes. It should be completely dry in an hour, though, is what I've been noticing. But it does give off, it's still off gases a little bit, and it's stinky. So but you can also apply pencil to it, pastel. You can add even more product, charcoal product to it if you'd like. So I don't know how it works as far as watercolor is concerned. I usually put the watercolor down first, and that's just again, I don't know because I don't know if it's a petroleum based or not, and it might puddle the water or beat up the water. So let me get a drink of coffee here. But the workable fixative, you have to have some type of sealer on your. You don't have to. I shouldn't say that, but it smudges and it gets everywhere. Like I said, it's a real deal. So make sure that you're prepared for it. Yeah. So when I was, I think 15 was the first time I used this this type of medium, and I used it on a charcoal paper, which was great. Listen, by the way, if you guys could like and share this out, I would love for you to do that. Thank you for doing that. I know everybody's been awesome about that. But when I was younger, though, in art school or in high school in art class, we ended up, it was a messy medium. It was on, of course, we had boards like this. We had drawing desks, something like this. So it didn't really matter. Here, it's a little bit different. I got carpeting in the studio, which next week, again, I'm taking a little bit of break with Retrieve because I'm really working at it. It takes me longer than an hour on a lot of the inks and that. So I'm working on that off camera. But next week, I might end up doing a recorded show, but I'm going to show you the studio, the room, if you want to call it that, where all the magic happens. No, not that room, the studio. So we're going to end up, I think I'm going to do that next week. So if you guys want to tune in for that, I think you guys will enjoy it. You'll see a little bit more of the library, shelves that I've got, things that I just the whole aspect of where I work. So I am going to be using Pitalik woodless pencil, as well as an ebony pencil. And then I might end up bringing in some pastels in this too. This one, like I said, I'm doing a series right now called Faces. It's going to be, I've got a show that's going to be coming up next year at the Art Department Gallery in Bay City. So I don't know if we're going to be doing an absolute opening show or if it's going to be a private auction show. I'm not sure how they're handling it yet, but they're going to be there's a pretty decent place down there in Bay City, Michigan, and we're going to be part of that. So, but what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to kind of I've been thinking about these. I've been looking a lot at Goya and some of his darker works, and it's kind of inspired me in some respects. If you notice that last drawing that I posted, Justified Idiot, you can see it on my website. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on right now, on a politically charged views and everything else. And of course, I'm not political, but I'm an artist, so I'm political. You can't really get around it. But I think that a lot of things that we have in today's world can be very dark, and I need to work with that. I need to kind of move that energy around a bit. Maybe I can make some beauty out of it. And some of my work now, I don't know if it's abstract. I don't know if it's surreal. I don't know if it's impressionist. I'm just going to call it Tedism, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, but we're going to see if bring something in here. Forgive me if I don't post your comments online. I'm going to be, my hands are going to be dirty here soon, so I don't want to get charcoal all over the mouse and everything else. So I usually just start out lines and then we'll go from there. I've got a few things that are happening with abstracts, but the faces is what I'm going to be calling the show that I'm going to be taking down to Bay City. Faces is, I think that it's the first thing we identify with, right? Most people, they say eyes are the are the door to the soul or window to the soul. So, you're I think faces are really important now because we've been behind masks for so long, both metaphorically and physically. The last couple of years now, it's getting a little bit easier to go out in public without a mask, but it depends on where you live and everything else. But Glenn, I'm not a politician. I don't try to be. I don't pretend to be at all. But I think we all play politics in some regard, right? And I think that there's a little bit of dark, I think, in every aspect of it. I was thinking about doing, I was thinking about doing I don't know if I don't. It's hard because some of the work that I do, once you're on the, once you see it on the page, things evolve. They change. So, um, but with charcoal and that, a lot of things disappear, and I think that there's something to be said for not knowing what you're going to be doing. So just I'm not talking here, and I'm just trying to get some line down. Clips is going to bark because the mail person's here. So if you hear that, you. Maybe she won't bark. One of the things about the charcoal, I mean, it is like so dark. And some people will use sandpaper and actually take the flakes out, and that's fine too. You do your thing. Once you work with charcoal, you'll understand what it allows and what it doesn't. I just love the fact though that it's so just gritty. I mean, grimy. And I'm gonna smooth this out in a second. But man, I just love this medium. I usually just use my hands, but we'll see how this goes. I might have to. It works better, I think, with the hands, but just because I'm using the computer in that right now, I'm going to kind of see how it goes. I think the movements, just the way it's almost like an airbrushing, and I love that. Just love that about this. Screw it. I'm just going to use my hands to wipe down the computer afterward, I guess. But this is a passion for your art here. Right. Right, Glenn. But like I said, you guys, again, this might not be your your medium, and you might not like the darker, uh, just the darker story, if you want to call it that. But I'm that's what I'm inspired to do right now. So that's what we're doing. So, but the tonal, I mean, just you get such great tones with this. I just love it. Just love it. Um, I was thinking about doing 1 or 2 pages of retrieve in charcoal. I thought about doing that for a while. I might end up just doing maybe a panel, but it'll be pretty sweet when it's all done. But the one of the things about as we're going through this, just the way that this is, bring it down a bit. You can see how what's nice about this eraser is it doesn't clump up. It doesn't have any debris that comes off of it, and that that can mar up the smudging, if you want to call it that. You can also use smudge sticks instead of your finger. If you guys have seen those before, I think that that's a great way. And they also use a sponge. I've had other people use sponge work on there, and it really looks cool. Like I said, it really, but it gets into the nooks and crannies of the watercolor paper too. I really like the way that it incorporates the imperfections in the product and in the paper as well. And you can do a lot of fine details in this as well. It doesn't have to just be this. You can do there's ways that you can do it with what they have, a palette sponge. They've got all kinds of things that you can use that blend this thing in that are just, it's pretty amazing what you can do with it. And I'm going to take this down a bit too. I think that there's a couple ways that I want to bring this in, but like I said, it gets everywhere. So just be aware of it. And like I said, I've got carpeting, so it's not Not something that I want to get on the carpet because I know somebody would be very upset with me about that. So. It shows up a little bit darker on camera too. Once I do a few things to it, I'll be able to tone that down a bit. Yeah, it looks a little. That's what I'm trying to get at, Glenn. It's going to be Nosferatu. I really like that character, and I think that there's a lot to be said about the character. I know that Willem Dafoe has got a new movie coming out, and I think it's the remake. I think I could be wrong, but of Nosferatu, I think. But you can see how it's pulling up. You can do a lot. You can lighten this up, and I'm gonna actually. This is not the end result at all. This is very. This will be very. I'll put a lot of my style into this. You'll see it once it's done. He's almost like a golem. That's one of the things I've noticed about that character. Uh, he's very Gollum-ish, or I should say, maybe Gollum takes after him. I don't know, but and then as you're using this, if it gets really dirty, then you just have to move it around. It'll actually take it in itself, and it will actually clean up. So, yeah, right. I know, Glenn, but it is being. I think it's been remade twice, hasn't it? Wasn't there another movie in '79 that was supposed to be that, or a making of that, or something, a remake of it? But like I said, you can pull a lot off of this as well. You can be very, it's not as permanent as you might think, but you can always add to it too as well. But don't be afraid of the medium though, even though it's a little on the dirty side. You see how dark that gets? It's crazy. It's just so crazy how opaque that. It's just awesome. It's like it's like ink, as you guys know, you artists know, ink, Indian ink or what have you. These, yeah, I just love the. Yeah, I wouldn't want to meet him down a dark alley, that's for sure. But, and the nice thing about charcoal is it's not perfect. Um, you know, it's just it's a medium that you're involved in as soon as you look at it. Either you love it, hate it, and that's the whole idea of it. It's the whole idea of having art. And it can be a little out of focus too. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, you can see how messy it is though. I am. I'm stopping. I think it's about there, but not. I might. Yeah, we'll check it out when there's not an audience here. Maybe there's a way I can brighten it up just a tad. Yeah, I'll put this up on the site too. But yeah, once it's done, once you get to the point where you like what you've seen or whatever else, you get to the point where you can see that there's a lot of dust on here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a lot of dust. and you're, you know, you have to be careful, obviously, when you're walking through your house. But once you get it set up, you can tap it outside, just tap it on whatever, on a deck or whatever, get the dust off, and then apply your fixative accordingly. This stuff. Shake this for about 2 minutes, and then you should be able to apply that, and then it's pretty much ready to go. We have, there's a couple different ways to do it. You can use these sticks. You can use pencils. They've got charcoal pencils. They've got, it almost looks like makeup. It's a new product they just brought out a few years ago, and you can apply that with a sponge. There's all kinds of ways you can do charcoal. That's a little bit less messy, but it's still messy nonetheless. But yeah, I think Nosferatu is just about done. I might, maybe a skinnier neck, maybe. We'll have to see how that looks a little bit better. Yeah, soften that up a bit. But once the stuff gets on your hands, that's it. You're gonna have, it's gonna be dark. It's gonna look like you've been planting trees all day. Yeah, and that's just part of it. So just be careful make sure that you're using non-toxic material too. This is, like I said, this charcoal. This is older stuff. I've had this for years. And I know my dad used to use this too. So it's a non-toxic. It's by Alpha Color. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I would assume so. This one was made in Canada, so I would assume that they still make it. You can also use a brush to soften out any lines that you think you want to bring out a little bit more. It's kind of like an excavation too. So don't be afraid to experiment with it. I mean, it's different there. If you look at it this way, it's a little bit, because you're on an angle here. If you look at it that way, it's a little bit more precise. And again, I don't think you're getting the full effect of it once it's in a frame and it's got the glass on it and everything. I think you'll understand it a little bit more. It won't look as cartoonish. It looks a little cartoonishy on that angle. So I think it looks pretty good all in all. I might make it a little bit more sinister here with his eyes, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. The eyes are the ticket on this one. So less is more though on this. So, like Glenn said, it's done. So, but yeah, so hopefully you guys get an idea of some charcoal work. I mean, I really like charcoal. I think that the imperfections in it lends itself very, very well to my style, especially with the watercolor mixture. Once I start getting this all together with not this particular one, but other ones that I've done that are watercolor. But yeah, it's just a great material, great medium. I love it. Just love it. So you guys tell me what you think on the in the comments. Thank you for sharing this. Thanks for coming out today. I know it's only 40 minutes in. We did a pretty good job with this one, though. I'm impressed with that. I'll take it. I will take that one. Let me get my hands cleaned off a little bit here. But yeah, I think we're about there on that one. This one will be up for sale on TedDaviesArtistry.com on the shop. I'll get a price point on that, and then it just depends on prices and everything else, but I might end up doing a print or two of this. This depends. But yeah, that might be all right. Let's get this one signed. I usually will put the title down on the bottom so you know I did it. If you end up getting an original, you'll understand that. I sign it above, and then I'll usually put the title just inside the frame line so that you can see it. So, but yeah, I think that's a winner right there. Winner, chicken dinner. So, all right, cool guys. Thank you for stopping in. Try to have a good week. I know that Glenn and I will be doing Comics Unlimited on Thursday. I don't know what I don't know what we're going to be doing this show on yet. I've got a couple ideas. And then I believe Drinking with the Davies is this weekend, if I'm not sure. I'm not mistaken. I think it is. I don't know what we're doing with that either. So check back with us on that. Let me just get back to the split screen here, or back to my screen. Hopefully you guys get an idea how messy it is. Charcoal is a lot of fun though. And what's nice about this too is you can add pastels to it, watercolor. You can continue on with it. You can erase it most of the time. And it's just it's a great medium, especially in my style. The darker looking material, like dirt, grimy looking artwork. This is just, and I've seen some beautiful fine art too with it as well. Beautiful figure drawings and everything else with charcoal. Just absolutely gorgeous. It's a great medium. So check out everything. If you guys are artists, please check out charcoal, because I think it's a great product to work with. And, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So we will talk to you soon. Try to have a great day. Do something good for somebody, guys. And, get out and enjoy life. We'll talk to you soon. No envy, no fear. See ya.